Hi, John Lennon with Aero-TV. We're here again at Oshkosh, Wisconsin at the AirVenture 2011, and I was touring around the different hangars and displays, and I saw another flight planning software that looked really interesting. So I've come in to find out a little bit about the product. So I met here with Andy Matthews, the co-founder and director of business development, and he's going to take me through the product so I can learn a little more about this. So Andy, what is your product and what have you been doing?
Thanks, John. iFlightPlanner.com was launched a year ago, February, with the intent on giving pilots a sequential process to plan their flights. So we help guide them through the entire flight planning process, from planning their route, getting a certified weather brief, doing a weight and balance calculation, filing their flight plan. So what we're able to do using a Google Maps interface, for example, we're flying home from Oshkosh tomorrow. Our office is based in Ann Arbor, Michigan, so we'll do an Oshkosh flight. And we've got a number of options here using low altitude airway routings. We've got a bunch of customizable options there for routing. And what we're able to do is spin up the route, and using a Google Maps interface, we're able to chart your route right on the maps. All the maps are completely interactive, just like everyone is very familiar with the Google Maps. We have the sectionals, IFR low charts, IFR high charts as well. And one of the great things about iFlightPlanner is the routes are completely customizable. And one of the new features that we've recently brought in is the ability to rubber band a route right around. And my business partner here, John Burnside, is kind of behind the controls here. So if you're wondering why things are moving on their own, that's why. So anytime a route modification is made, we're able to see this orange bar come up and let us know that the route's been modified. So this is kind of the area where we make our go, no-go decision of flight. One of the other really cool features, as you can see, we use a lot of color coding. The green dots, the circles, are airports that report a METAR. And you can see we color code and decode the METARs. The boxes that you see that are two-tone, the left side being green, the right side being yellow, the left side gives us the current METAR, and the right side, that yellow, lets us know that the worst case scenario in that TAF is an MVFR condition early tomorrow morning. So for us, we'd want to pay closer attention to that.
Welcome to the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource. Real-time 24/7 online audio and video programming, where aviation has been getting updated for over a decade. Distributing over 11,000 stories, features, audio, and video programs every year. Only ANN covers aviation and aerospace with this much depth, insight, and expertise. Check us out on the web at aero-news.net.
Once we're happy with the route, we can go ahead to the next step, and you can see that our route and our time en route is already pre-populated. So one of the things that the iFlightPlanner Flight Wizard does is aggregate the data along the way. So we're able to, one, make this a lot more efficient, but also save pilots quite a bit of time. Once we ask for a certified weather brief, it's going to reach out to the data servers. We pull in data from about 6 or 7 different certified servers and bring you back a certified weather brief that is logged with the FAA. We have a transaction number, so should you need to produce that transaction number and prove that you have a weather brief, we can do that for you. One of the great things that we do here, everybody's used to that big, huge glob of text that comes back with the weather brief. We've been able to break that down here on the left, so if you're just looking for certain information, if you just wanted to look at the synopsis or a turbulence forecast, everything's right in there, and you can get to the information that you need to a lot quicker. Once we get past the weather brief, one of the options that we have here as part of iFlightPlanner Premium is an integrated weight and balance calculator. Like I said, a lot of what we do is color-coded and also aggregating data. So there we've got the 1.4 gallons used for startup, taxi, and run-up in the Cessna 172. And then there's our 21 gallons that we estimated based on our navigation log to get from Oshkosh to Ann Arbor. So once we go ahead and calculate that weight and balance, we get a very clean, quick graphical representation of what our weight and balance is going to look like. For instance, say we made a mistake, we had an obnoxious number in there, it's going to give us a quick feedback that we're out of weight and balance on the aircraft. we have the option here to have those results emailed and texted to you as well. And so once you're happy with the weight and balance, we go ahead and say the next step. The last part of this process is to file a flight plan. And so you've given us a lot of information as a pilot. We've been able to produce a lot of information given the data servers. And so really the only information that we need from you as the pilot is to give us the number of individuals that are on board that aircraft. We have the ability to file VFR and IFR flight plans. As a VFR flight plan, we give you the option to not file, and obviously we're doing the demo now, so we'll choose not to file. There's a certification there that says everything's good to go, and you finish the flight entry, and there you go, your flight wizard is complete. We give some a la carte options to get airport diagrams or approach plates to print off right here. But where we have come into partnership with Sennheiser.Aviation, everybody knows that they're a great headset manufacturer, but Sennheiser's making a really big effort to let people know that they're not just a headset manufacturer, but they're an aviation company. And they felt that flight planning was a great way for them to reach into that market and support general aviation and the aviation community as a whole. And so what we produced before Sennheiser was a flight document that brings charts, airport frequencies, a lot of information that you can print out as a pilot, take it into the cockpit for you. There's your navigation log, your METARS and your TAFs, and actually some business listings, which is a new feature that we just launched that allows airport-related businesses, whether FBOs, hotels, transportation companies, to reach the pilots.
If you own a Cirrus today, or if you are considering the purchase of a new or used aircraft, consider this. Avidyne, in conjunction with the country's leading Cirrus sales and maintenance facilities, has launched the G3R9 program that combines the purchase of a late model, low-time Cirrus aircraft and the addition of the Avidyne Integra Release 9 Avionics suite for much less than you may have thought, and certainly much less than purchasing a brand new aircraft. G3R9, combining the best airframe, best engine, and best avionics for the best value.
But when Sennheiser came in this spring and said we would like to offer a flight planning option and we want to do it in the form of an iPad app, we said let's do it. And so instead of having a printable version, now with iFlightPlanner for iPad presented by Sennheiser, we're able to, with the touch of a button, one touch, it's going to run up to the iFlightPlanner server, the flight that we just planned. It's going to download that flight. So here's our flight tomorrow, Oshkosh to Ann Arbor, and there it is mapped on the map. So again, we have the sectionals, we have IFR lows, we have IFR highs. Everybody's very familiar with the scrolling features. This is a demo version that they challenged us to get to Oshkosh 6 weeks ago. And so there's going to be a lot of additional features involved in that. One of them is going to be the GPS, and it'll actually act as a moving map in the cockpit.
Right.
We have the detailed navigation log. Same thing we had over there. You'll have your approach plates. You'll have an offline airport facility directory as well. And last but not least, and as our slogan is plan, fly, log, we planned online from our computer or the FBO's computer. Everything's web-based, so it doesn't matter where you are. And we flew our flight with the iPad, and now here we are, and we have the opportunity to close and log the flight. So had we opened a flight right here, we'd see that there was an option to electronically close that flight plan.
Close the flight plan with the ATC.
With ATC. Had we already closed it, say with flight service or the tower, there'd be an option that said, you know what, I already closed it. And that would remove that designation from the flight. And the log part, now iFlightPlanner turns into a digital logbook. So we can put in all our data of our flight. Say we flew an instrument approach. There's our 2 hours for single engine land, and we had 2 hours of PIC. And now we're going to save our details to our logbook. So now we just got the confirmation there.
Up to the server.
Everything just went up to the server, and you can see now on the computer that it's showing a flight that was open is now closed. And so that's what iFlightPlanner is. We created a comprehensive environment so the pilot doesn't have to go to 4 or 5 different websites or resources to get all the data that they need. We allow iFlightPlanner.com to do that for you, and we make your flight experience a lot easier and a lot more fun.